Hello, my name is Dr. Maryam Habibian. I went to Tehran in the summer of 2002 to research the Iranian poet Farrokhzad and her relationship to her city, Tehran. When I was growing up in 1960s and 70s Iran, Forugh was an icon for many educated young women and young men, a symbol of artistic freedom and feminism. But after decades of cultural upheaval, I wondered if Forugh, with the values she represented, had been forgotten. I plant my hands in the garden. I will grow green, I know, I know, I know. And swallow will lay eggs in the depths of my ink-stained hands. I will wear twin cherries as my earrings, and I will put dahlia petals on my fingers. There is an alley where the boys who were still in love with me, with their unkept hair and thin necks and skinny legs, will think of an innocent smile of a little girl who was blown away by the wind one night.
Farrokhzad was born in Tehran in 1935. She came of age during the 1950s and 60s. It was a time of glaring contradictions in Iranian society, a time of extreme social inequality and political struggles, but also of intense intellectual and artistic excitement. Forroukh's poetry reveals the struggle of a woman during this period, trapped between modernity and tradition.
Oh sky, if I wish one day to fly from this silent prison, what should I say to the weeping eyes of the child? Forget about me because I'm a captive bird.
Forroukh's life was the stuff of tabloid headlines. The rebellious girlhood, the disastrous early marriage, the scandalous divorce, and the child she gave up to pursue her art. Young, gifted, and tragic, Forugh became even more famous after her death in a car accident in 1967 at the age of 32. Then came the revolution. Everything changed. Her voice was silenced in the turmoil. Until a few years ago, Forroukh's work was completely banned in Iran, but today a passionate group of young artists and intellectuals have rediscovered Forugh.
ببینید دخترای ایرانی اصولا با فروغ بزرگ میشن، با فروغ عاشق میشن، با فروغ زندگی میکنن، با فروغ گریه میکنن و با فروغ زندگی میکنن. یعنی اینقدر دوستش دارم که پنجشنبه ها هر وقت دارم میگن، چون فقط پنجشنبه ها و جمعه ها میشه رفت سر خاک فروغ. و جالب اینه که تو ظهیردوله سر خاک یه زن پیشروی مثل فروغ بالای در رو حتما من دوستم به این تصویر بگیرین. نوشتن که ورود خانم ها با زدن اتگلان ممنوع، بدون شوهرانشون ممنوع، و کسی که میخواد بره دیدن زنی مثل زن پیشروی مثل فروغ خیلی جالبه. بعد این نکات رو رعایت کنه. یعنی قاعدتا اگه زن شوهر و برادر نداشته باشه یه جورایی نوشتن که نیایید، یعنی هنوز اون سایه مرد باید باشه توی این قضیه.
و در حدود بینش سیاره‌های نورانی می‌چرخند، زمین در ارتفاع به تکرار می‌رسد.
فروغ سوم راهنمایی که بودم، مامانم یک کتاب داشت، بعد از کتاب فروغ خیلی درب داغونم بود، خیلی قدیمی بود. بعد رو پیداش کردم، بعد یه خورده خوندم و اینا، چیزای قشنگی نوشته بود. ولی اون موقع خوب نمی‌فهمیدم، ولی یه خورده بزرگتر که شدم یه خورده بهتر فهمیدمش. من فروغ خیلی دوستش دارم، همه چیزاش واقعیت. من نشون داد، گفتش که این خیلی شعر قشنگی داره. بعد دانشگاه که قبول شدم از مامانم خواستم که یه کتاب دانشگاه آزاد قبول شدم، کتاب فروغ برام گرفت. دانشگاه سراسری هم که قبول شدم یه شاهنامه برام گرفت. ولی خب خیلی کتاب فروغ همراهم بود دیگه. هر سالی که میرفتم شمال دانشجو هستیم، با دوستم توی خوابگاه بودیم. بعد که اومد توی خوابگاه ما گفتش که من خیلی فروغ رو دوست دارم. همون موقع من رفتم کتابمو آوردم بهش نشون دادم. بعد دیگه همیشه کتابمو همراهم بود دیگه، میبردم خیلی هم دوستش دارم. بیشتر من اینو از حفظم شعر.
بعد اتفاقا این جالب اولا که کرده بودن وقتی که به هوش اومدن یه خانم پرستاری بعد بالا سرم پشتم خانم بیا گفت بله گفتم فروغو میشناسی تو حالت بیهوشی خانم گفتش که یه کم میشناسمش گفتم میخوای برای شعر بخونم گفت بخون بعد شعر برو ببخشاییدش براش خوندم برو ببخشایید برو که گاه پیوند دردناک وجودش را با آب‌های راکد و حفره‌های خالی از یاد میبرد و ابلهانه میپندارد که حق زیستن دارد برخش دلم گرفته است به ایوان میروم و انگشترم را بر پوست کشیده شب میکشم چراغ‌های رابط تاریکند کسی مرا به آفتاب معرفی نخواهد کرد کسی مرا به میهمانی گنجشک‌ها نخواهد برد پرواز را به خاطر بسپار پرنده مردنی است.
One imagines that Forugh would have been pleased to be so honored, particularly in the city of her birth and the subject of so many of her poems.
I love our Tehran. Whatever it is, I love it. And it's only there that my existence is worth living. I love that numbing sunshine and those heavy sunsets and those dusty alleys and those miserable, vicious and corrupt people. My roots are in the alleys of Tehran. I won. I registered myself, adorned myself with a name, an identity card, and my existence is now defined by a number. So I say, long live 678, resident of Tehran. Long live 678, issued at Precinct 5. And my first official breath is impregnated with the odor of 678 stem red roses, products of the great Plasco factories. Overjoyed, I went to the window and eagerly 678 times inhaled air compacted with dung dust and the odor of garbage and urine. As of tomorrow, I can march in alleys that are full of the nation's blessings, and among the shadows of telegraph wires, scroll graffiti with pride 678 times on the toilet walls. I wrote in such a way that even a jackass would laugh, the writer's dick to the reader's ass.
Faroukh's images, metaphors, and vocabulary are not drawn from classical Persian poetry as other poets of her day, but from daily life.
Not all poems should smell of perfume. I can't put a list of perfumes in front of me and choose the most fragrant one when I speak of an alley that smells of urine.
چون اون موقع دوره‌ای که فروغ کار می‌کرد حتی پدرش از خونه می‌دادش بیرون. یعنی بعد از شعر گناه که خیلی روک هستش راجع به این هستش که میگه من اصلا گناه کردم اون که شما میگن گناه کردم خب پدرش میدادش بیرون و فکر کنی که خب این آدم میاد بیرون باز ادامه میده.
I sinned, I voluptuously sinned in arms hot and fiery. I sinned in his arms, iron strong, hot and avenging. Poetry derives from life. We should not escape and we should not deny. One should experience even life's ugliest and most painful moments. I don't believe in writing poetry by going into a room and looking at the self from inside. Life's lessons are learned by going out, observing and having attachments to the outside world.
Faroukh's connections with the outside world were vast and far-reaching. She traveled abroad and went among the poor. She even lived with the lepers for several months while making a documentary.
نمرده کشته شده. من بهشون گفتم نه مرده تصادف کرده. گفتن نه فقط راننده کامیون تصادف میکنه و فروغ زنده است. یادمه که یه خانمی که رفت بود یه ذره شبیه فروغ است فکر می‌کردم فروغ اومده دوباره مثل مسیحی که دوباره برمیگرده نجات دهنده یه جوری منتظر ایده پاکشن. یه شعری داره میگه که و تولد و تکامل و غرور. به نظرم فروغ غرور شعر ایرانه. یعنی بعد از مرحله تولد تکاملشه. برای من اونطوری بود. برای من خیلی غرور انگیزه.
Someone is coming from the sky at Cannon Square, from the night of fireworks, and sets the table, and divvies up the bread, and divvies up the Pepsi, and divvies up Melli Park, and divvies up the cough syrup, and divvies up the slips on registration day, and divvies up hospital waiting room numbers, and he gives us our share too. I have dreamt.
One of Faroukh's favorite places in Tehran was the bazaar, where her mother and grandmother would often go.
The bazaar was swimming in mysterious aromas, in the pungent smell of coffee and fish. The bazaar was being flattened under my feet, was stretching, was mixing with the moments, and was spinning at the bottom of the doll's eyes. The bazaar was my mother going quickly towards the flowing masses and returning with gift packages, with full baskets. The bazaar was rain which would pour, pour, pour. I'm glad my hair is turning gray and there are lines on my forehead and 2 deep furrows between my eyebrows. I'm glad that I'm no longer a dreamer now that I am nearly 32, even though being 32 years old means having used up and having left behind 32 years of one's allocation of life. But instead, I have found myself.
Forugh Farrokhzad died on Monday, February 14th, 1967, in an automobile accident near her home.
And here I am, a lonely woman, in the beginning of the cold season, in the first glimmer of our understanding of the contaminated state of the earth and the simple despair and sadness of the sky and the uselessness of these concrete hands.